Hello guys, welcome to my this video, and in this Angular tutorial I will discuss about the ng on init lifecycle hooks. Maybe you are familiar with on init because on init we use maximum time, and by default Angular provides on init lifecycle hooks. It's by default imported, and we find the ng on init method by default, okay, because we use maximum time, so that's why Angular provide. But guys, in this video will be special for you because here I will just give you the idea, when should I use ng on init and the difference between constructor and ng on init, and I will show you the practical example. Because guys, whatever we write inside this ng on init method, so same thing we can do inside this constructor. Even we can do something more in the constructor, and what is that? So that I will discuss in this video. But guys, before that, here I will suggest, if you haven't watched my previous tutorial, that is ng on changes, so please watch this video, because when I will just give you the idea in practically, that is difference between constructor and ng on init, in which scenario. Difference is theoretical, but which scenario for that purpose we use ng on init, so that time you need ng on changes lifecycle hooks proper understanding. So that's why I will suggest that. And if you check my Angular tutorial, so first of all you will get ng on changes lifecycle hooks, because in the part of lifecycle hooks there is the two things, that is called and execution. Called it's lifecycle hooks called sequence wise. First of all called ng on changes up, and after that ng on init, right? So it's a call, and when it's execute ng on changes is execute, like when from parent components input field if I change anything, and that changes if I detect in our child component, so that time. So that's, if you want to understand better way, so you have to be watch my previous tutorial, okay? So now guys, here I will just discuss about the on init. So our motive is not to discuss ng on changes and constructor. Our motive is ng on init. But guys, if I go to discuss the ng on init, so constructor and ng on changes will come here, because otherwise that I cannot show the proper example. So that's why maybe this video will be long, but every doubt will be clear. If you face any type of question from your interviewer, so you can easily give the reply to your interviewer, okay? So now guys, when ng on init it's called, so here you can see every component. When you generate any component in using your CLI, so that time you will get a class, and inside this class you will find a component name, okay? So that is actually the different concept, that's called oops. So here I will not give go to the oops concept, just I will give you the brief idea. So if a class, it's a object actually, okay? So you can see this is the object sign curly braces, so it's an object. So why we use class? So here suppose if I you can see here I have written a method, that is function, that is my function. So I have written my function, you can see inside this class. But why I have written, I can write here outside here, if I cut from here and outside here I can write also. So but I didn't do that. I had written this one here inside this class, because guys, here I have bind something method and everything I have bind in this app component. So now suppose this my function, this one I need any other component, like in this home component, right? So that time how I can use, so I have to be export first of all. So I have to export this my function separately, and suppose like this way I had a 1000 function or something, 1000. So every 1000 there I have to be write before export, like suppose instead of apart from the my function, suppose I have the another function, that is a. So guys, another method a, and suppose inside this a method I have performed something, and this method I need in another component, okay? So what I have to be do, so I have to be export this method separately and this method separately. So if it is 1000 method or function, we can say, so export I have to be separately. So but guys, if I bind same thing inside another any class, and if I export this class, so that time we can use this class and we can use all this method, okay? So that is the benefit of class, okay? So now guys, what now our main motive is, first of all just So the difference between constructor and ng on init. So the first definition will be, that is, constructor is not a part of lifecycle hooks, but ng on init, it's a part of lifecycle hooks. So what is constructor? So constructor is it's a special type of method for creating an instance of an class. So suppose if I go to the another components, now forget this app component. So if I go to the another component ts file, that is called home component.ts, okay, and inside this home component.ts file you will get another class, because every component there is a class, and inside this class we bind some method. Suppose these are the method, okay. So now this ng on changes method we need in our app component. So what I will do, I will just already export this class name. So I will copy this class name and I will comes in our app component. First of all I will import, so I will not do that, just I will give you the brief idea. So first of all I will import this one, and after that in a constructor I have to be create an instance, because directly we cannot use this home component, we cannot use home component directly, and we cannot access this method, okay, whatever we need. So that time we just create an instance. So how we can create an instance? So we write a private and the variable as per our choice, and the component name, that is home component. So it's showing the error because I have to be import this one. First of all I didn't, because here our main motive is not that, our main motive is what is constructor first of all. So we just create the instance of this. So now whatever inside this home component, like any method, whatever, so that we can use, we can access easily via h. So now here suppose we can write like this. So like this dot h dot ng on changes, whatever here which method I want to access, so I can easily access like this way. So constructor is a special type of method for creating the instance of an class, or you can say it object, okay. So that is the constructor. So that is the special power of constructor. But guys, now the scenario is whatever we can use inside this ng on it, so same thing we can use constructor, like. So first of all, now here you have to be understand when ng on init is called. So in the lifecycle hooks there is the two different thing, one is the called and another is executed. So lifecycle, when our class is created, so this is the class. So when our class is created, so that time you know JavaScript execute. So the Angular is the framework of JavaScript, so it's execute synchronously, like line by line. So when it will comes this 8 number line of this app component, so it will create a class that is called app component class name, okay. And after that here it will find some defined method. So which method it will call first? It will call this ng on init method. So this one, first of all it will be called constructor, but I will just I will not say about constructor because it's not a part of lifecycle hooks. So first of all, if I go to the sequence wise lifecycle hook, so first of all it will be called, that is ng on changes, and after that ng on init. But ng on changes called when class is created, so it will be called once, but it will execute when our parent components input field, if I change anything and that changes if I detect in our child component, so that time you may confused here. So that's why you have to be watch my previous tutorial where I have discussed about ng on changes. So that time it's called, and after that ng on init. So if I just take this constructor, it's not a part of lifecycle hooks, but it's also called when class is created. So suppose if I write console dot log, and if I write constructor, and same way inside this ng. So now you just forget this method. If you focus on this method, so you will confuse here, so forget this method. So console dot log, and if I write here ng on init, so now what I will see here, I can expect this one will be printed first of all, and this one will be that after that, okay. So I will open, you can see it's already printed constructor, and after that ng on it. And don't think that constructor is first of all here, so that's why it's printed first of all, but not here. If I write the constructor, you can see here it will be printed the constructor first of all, and after that ng on it, you can see here, right? So that is the constructor actually, this one. So now here one thing, that is when we use JavaScript or jQuery, so that time we write document.ready window.load, Okay, for if we want to perform something when our page is loaded, so that time we write this method. But in the Angular, it's we don't write document.read or window.load. In Angular, we simply same thing we does inside this ng on init or constructor. So now here the main thing is whatever we can do inside this ng on it, so same thing we can do inside this constructor. Even constructor have a special power, that is we can create an instance of the class, and then we can use the another class into a any other class, right? So it has special power. But why ng on init Angular provide? So if Angular provided ng on, so that means it has some other uses, right? So now I will show you the other uses. So now just I will remove this one, and from here I will remove this one. So now it comes ng on changes. So I will suggest, if you haven't watched my previous tutorial about ng on changes, so please pause this video and you can watch, and then you can come here, otherwise you will get confused. So in my previous tutorial I have done here, this is this app component I have used as a parent component. You can see this home component, I mean this home component I used here as a child. You can see I called this selector, and after that in this input field I passed a value in our child component. Here this is the method of this my function, whatever I have written, and the value whatever I will type in this input field, so that value first of all I'm sending in this variable, particular variable. You can see this variable, and I'm assigning the value in this variable, and after that this variable I called inside this my input and using square bracket, and this my input I called first of all here using input property. So that means I can access this my input field or whatever in our parent component, send I mean what data I will say send from the parent component, so that I can access in our home component, that is child component. Okay, and after that when we have this type of scenario, so that time ng on changes is executed, because I already said that ng on changes called when our class is created, so that time all the lifecycle hooks called sequence wise, but it's execute again and again this ng on changes again and again, it execute when our this scenario is happen, like parent components input field from, if I change any data from parent component input field, and that data detect the changes in our child component, so that time it will be called. So I will show you that one. Okay, so now forget about this for loop also, because otherwise now this time you will get confused. So now if I write anything in console.log, and here if I write ng on changes, okay, and now after first of all constructor, so here I will print console.log and then constructor, right, and after that in the on init here I will print console.log and ng on init. So this everything I am showing this example actually in our child component, because if it doesn't happen this kind of scenario, like from parent components input field if I change any data, and that will be detected in our child component, so that time ng on changes will not be executed. Okay, and the data is detecting, I mean the changes is detecting in our child component, so we can show the example in this of this ng on changes in our child component. So maybe you are getting confused here, so that's why I will suggest to watch my previous video, and if you have watched my previous video, so that time all the doubt will be cleared here. Okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, here, so here you can see first of all it's called constructor, and after that ng on changes, and after that ng on init. So you can see the sequence, calling of the sequence of lifecycle hook. So I will just I will not say about the constructor, because it's not a part of lifecycle hook. So lifecycle hooks is calling first of all ng on changes, and after that ng on init. So it calls once, but guys when I will change any data from our input field, and you know input field is it's in our parent component, that is app. So if I change, so you can see data is changing in our child component also, because this my input I bind in our here also. Okay, so that's why data is changing here, and same time you can see ng I have typed 4a, so ng on init it's called 4th time, but not other constructor and ng on init it's not called, because ng on init and constructor is called or execute at only one time, that is when our class is created. But ng on change is called the same time when its class is created, but it's execute again and again when I will change from input field, you can see, and the changes will be detected in our child component. So in the child component, ng on changes will be called again and again. But guys, same thing if I implement this ng on changes in our parent component, so that time ng on changes will not be called, because the data is changes data is detecting in our child component, not parent component. So if I implement ng on changes in our parent component, that is app component, so I will not get anything to execute in a console if I use ng on changes here. That is actually okay. So now guys, the difference when we should use ng on init. So now here I will just remove this ng on changes console. Okay, instead of that, here I will pass a parameter that is changes, because ng on changes method takes a parameter, okay, that is called changes, and inside this changes, let's see what I will get. So first up, you can see I'm getting an object, okay, and if I open this object, so here is the my input. And what is my input? Actually my input is this field, this variable, okay, so which I am receiving from our app component. You can see by the my input I was sending the value in our child component, so and that I am receiving using input decorator, okay. So that is actually my input, and after that, inside this my input, if I open, so there is some values, current value, previous value. So current value is the blank and previous value is undefined. Why current value is blank? Because if I go to the parent component, so when I'm sending data, so I'm sending first of all blank value, right? So that's why current value is blank, and previous value I didn't type anything, so that's why previous value is undefined. But if I type anything here, so now if I open, so you will find current value is a, because I type currently a, and the previous value is blank because previously it was blank, I mean it was current value, it was blank, so that now comes in our previous value, and now it's a current value a. So now after that, if I type a again, so what you will find here, you can see current value is double a, you can see double a, but previous value it was a because previously I typed only a, so now it's a a. So this way it will execute again and again. So now if I first time, I mean initially from our parent component, if I say current value, it's hello, okay. So what I will get here, so now when it will reload, so first of all it's called constructor, and after that on changes, and after that ng on it. So if I open here, so you will find current value is hello and previous value is undefined because I didn't type anything or whatever, so previous value is undefined and current value is hello. So now if I type anything, so you will find it's execute again, and here now current value is a and previous value is hello, okay. So this is actually, I hope it's a clear. But guys, now suppose I'm sending initially hello, okay. So now here is the scenario, and what I have done here, I have to be show here. So here I'm getting all this object, right? So guys, from here just I have to be take a current value, right, because I need that for showing this example. So how you can do that? So this is coming via object. So what I have done here, I have written a for in loop. So if you don't know what is for in loop, so you have to be my JavaScript tutorial, so there I already discussed very deeply that is for in loop. So this one, and after that I was just extracting from here the current value only. So now instead of this console.log, just if I print this console.log, so you will find whatever the current value, okay. So current value, you can see I'm getting hello only because here is the current value, it's hello, and that in the ng on changes I extract from these changes only current value, right. So I'm getting the current value is hello. So now suppose I have to write a scenario, that is if current value is hello, so that time I want to show you the user you have already changed something, I mean any alert message I want to show. So that time in the ng on init I can write if this current value, I'm storing our current value, I mean this variable. So what I will do, so this variable I will copy because inside this variable I'm storing our current value. So if this one is hello, So that time I want to show you the alert message, that is to the user, you have current value, right? So what it will be happen, so when it will get initially value hello, and so that time it will just show the alert message to the user. You can see that is you have current value. If I click OK, then it will be executed. But guys here, but guys same thing, so you can see when it's getting a current value hello, so that time you can see, so that time it's showing the alert message. Again I'm showing, you can see it's showing the alert message and then it's printed, I mean it's executed. Okay, but guys same thing, if you want to try to write this condition inside this constructor, so user will get a alert message or not, then it will be clear your doubt. So you can see it's loaded, but user is not getting alert message. Because why? So why it's happening? Because I already said constructor is called before, after that ng on changes, and after that ng on init. So when constructor is called, so that time ng on changes is not called, so it's getting the value, current value, that is blank, right? So it's getting the current value, it's a blank. So that time condition is not matching, so it's not showing the alert. But when I'm showing this alert here, so what is happening, so first of all it will be called ng on changes. So when it will call ng on changes, so it will find the current value is hello, and after that when it will come ng on init, so that time it will get the condition is matched and it will show the alert message. So our main motive is, if it is the main difference, so that is if the scenario is something something I have to be do after ng on changes method, so that time we cannot do that thing inside this constructor, because constructor called before, after that ng on changes, and after that ng on, so that time ng on init is needed. So that is the main thing. But after that whatever we can do ng on it, so that I already said we can do in the constructor. But sometimes we should not use constructor for everything, because I already said that is constructor is the special type of method for creating only instance of our class. Okay, so that time we should not use everything constructor. Like suppose if I changing any data or something, so that time we should use ng on. Suppose we are getting the http request, so that time we also should use ng on init, not a constructor, but you can do that, but it's a good practice to use inside this ng on init. So I hope the doubt is clear. If you have any doubt, so please you can write in comment, I will try to solve your doubt. And more, it will be better to watch my previous tutorial, because here you can see for showing the difference I used ng on changes. So in my previous video I already discussed about the ng on changes, so it will be better to watch my previous video. And guys, if you find this video is helpful, so don't forget to like this video, and if you want to get more this type of content, so please subscribe this channel, because I upload this type of programming and also the company related video, because I already uploaded some Tech Mahindra's video, what Tech Mahindra does after selecting a candidate. So this type of video I already uploaded. So if you like this type of video and if you want this type of thing, so please subscribe this channel, because you will get this type of video from my channel also.